from all our foes. But if their praises that fall we hold dear, then let us die without a shred of fear. Held to Biafra, consecrated nation, O fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending this shall be a dedication. Spilling our blood we count a privilege. The waving standard which emboldens the free shall always be a flag of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscathed we'll pass. When we are poised the wounds of battle to heal, we shall remember those who died in mass. Then shall our trumpets fill the glorious song of victory. We scarred our minds around. Oh God, protect us from the hidden pitfall. Guide all our movement lest we go astray. Give us the strength to hear the humanist call, to give and not to count their cost each day. Bless those who rule to serve with resoluteness, to make this climb a land of righteousness.
Mommy, don't cry. Daddy, hello Biafra, hello Biafra. Now we be the Biafra, hello Biafra, hello Biafra. I will Onyibe Biafra, hello Biafra, hello Biafra. Now we be the Biafra, hello Biafra, hello. Freedom, freedom is here, is here. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. You walk it on down, hey, Papa God, I want to thank you for this beautiful thing what you did do for us. Finally Biafra is here, so make you never give up. I know yes, they killed us many years back. I know yes, they try to pull us down, but this kind of walk this way. Thank you for all the good things. Now you don't make us better. Now everything done better. Now thank you for the good things. See everything done better. We're living fine. Brother Kaiga waniru Kaiga ulanyo. Brother Biko Gawaniru. It makes me cry when I see my brothers being killed. Nigerian soldiers keep on killing us because we said for freedom. Yeah, take my life, but you can never take away that joy. Freedom is ours. We got what it takes to live. Hello Biafra, hello Biafra. Now we be the Biafra. Hello Biafra, hello Biafra. I will Onyibe Biafra. Hello Biafra, hello Biafra. Freedom is here. Hello Biafra, hello Biafra.
Biafra restoration project is on course.
It remains sacrosanct.
It is irreversible.
And no amount of force can dampen nor quench the ingenuity and the resilience of the indomitable
Biafran spirit. There is only one indigenous broadcaster
championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio.
Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth.
It has been so since yesterday.
And it is today and forever.
Yes, sir, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscious such people wherever you are all over the world, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you good night depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station. Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station is being anchored by Diokpa Uche Ukafomefo. Mazu Uche Ukafomefo hails from Anambra State. Anambra State is in Biafra land. He is the man who has simply assured us that under his watch, he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. And honestly, I do not expect everyone to understand the mindset behind those words. But the truth remains that on daily basis, revelation upon revelation will be revealed. And the people of Biafra ultimately will be liberated from this evil enclave called Nigeria. Mazu Ukafomefo is a man with few words, but his slightest touch command obedient. He's wise enough to understand that you cannot consider a loyal subject to refool. Biafrans, thank you, Mazimefo, wherever you are. This war, this battle does not belong to any of us. Because of course, we are fighting in different phases and most of us can't see it. If you know the magnitude of generation war we are engaging, and some of you will begin to rethink. And of course, by the grace of the Almighty Creator, I am George Onyibe. I come from Agbo. Agbo is in Anioma province. Anioma province is in Delta State. And of course, Delta State is Biafra land. I want to use this opportunity to observe protocol by remembering people like Chief Raphael Wazurike, the father of the new nation. I acknowledge every member of the de facto customary government, headed by Alhaji Asari Dokubo and deputized by Adarita Anebogo. And of course, you have numerous hosts of other pro-Biafran group who are the embodiment of this de facto customary government. Uche Nasibu actually is in charge of Homeland Affairs. Mazu Ukafomefo as well is in charge of communication and information. You have the Dr. Okado, you have Egono, you have Onowu. Biafran group, too numerous to mention. We need a government. And if we fail to support this government, in fact, we do not have choice, because this government is just the beginning of the journey. The reason we are where we are today is because there is no tools of governance at the disposal of the Biafran agitators. But this having been said, I will go ahead to acknowledge member of the Biafran Nation Alliance. We have Brachime here there. We have Maze Paul Okinkwo. We have Agumwani, Ada Biafra, our administrators, Onwukwe Nwanze, and the rest of them, home and abroad. I am humbled before you. And Biafrans, thank you. And of course, at this moment, I shall proceed to acknowledge the indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu. They should be on my wall now. By their fruit you shall know them. It's only cause that they can cause. Character assassination. But it's unfortunate the very weapon they prepare for others it has become their instrument of undoing. They are there. And I keep wondering, what is the benefit of invading the privacy of your people? What is the benefit of killing your people? What is the benefit of these things you are on the Kano? Is he the one who started the agitation? And what exactly has he achieved without people like me, George Onyibe? Without people like Uchuka Fomefo? Without people like Maju Benu? Without people like Reta and Ebogo? Without people like Ike Nawan Onenyi? Without people like Umyumyu? Without people like Barrister Mamezu? What exactly has Nnamdi Kanu achieved? You are seeing the achievement. On our shame, may never begin. It's unfortunate. So those of you, honestly, I have not seen, from my own viewpoint, I've not seen any of your insult. And honestly, I need it before the end of the day. It's unfortunate. And of course, having acknowledged the zombies led by Nnamdi Kanu, they are not IPOB. The real IPOB do not misbehave. The real IPOB who are afraid of Abeno Babi, the real IPOB who know the truth, all of them has gone back. Forget about that tout in Kuwait giving you order. Biafra is a ghost town. It's locked down. Those of you who are about to die, I salute you, because we shall share many of you that will be slain by the Nigerian military. Because already Nnamdi Kanu has given them a perfect tools to undermine us as a people. And so anything you do now, they do not judge you as a freedom fighter. They do not consider you any longer as an activist. They see you as a criminal, an armed robber, an ESN. They see you as unknown gunmen, and you know what that means. May God give your family the beatitude to bear the loss, because those of you who are going to die, according to Nnamdi Kanu, we salute you. But understand, you die for nothing. And this having been said, I must go ahead and acknowledge the Creator. For it is He who has set our feet upon this path that we must follow. He is our hope and our stay. He is the lifting up of our head. Everything that we are, He is. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, Elohim and Adonai. Age to age was still the same, by the power of your name. Oh, El Shaddai, El Shaddai, Elohim and Adonai. Lord, I lift and praise your name. El Shaddai, Adonai, we worship you. Son of God, you are so good. Almighty God, hallowed be thy name. Your dominion is forevermore. He said. And of course, protocol having been observed, we go ahead to our topic this evening, which is simply titled Areas of Interest that Must Be Protected by Freedom Fighter. If you are a freedom fighter, if you are an activist, there are many areas of interest that we wish to protect. On failing to do that, you are only just a talent displayer. As far as you leave this gate, you leave these loopholes, you are going nowhere. But of course, every Biafran have the right to know the truth. Every Biafran have the right to understand the circumstance that is surrounding what they are doing. And this will enable them to prepare themselves very hard. It's quite some days now, we start hearing rumor that Nnamdi Kanu was adopted from Madagascar to Kenya, from Kenya to Costa Rica, from Costa Rica, maybe they brought him to the back door. It's in Abuja, and then we heard it's in Niger State. And then we, the Biafra nation, are watching. Because the governors who may have hand in sponsoring of a monster, you better begin to pull back. We know the game. We all came out here that we are all Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu advocated for it. We gave him the support because it is the truth. But some of you actually wanted to sell the next generation. But I tell you, we will leave no stone unturned. If you want to kill us, after us, you will not kill another person. But it's just that it's not in your power to do that. Because I am your destiny and I am your doom. The earlier all of you begin to repent for the overall interest of the next generation of the people of Biafra, which inclusive Biafras in 13 states here in Nigeria, the better for all of you. You can see IPOB is going from one series to another. They have started disgracing themselves. These were precious Mazi Chuka from Efo was called. The Biafran land, I don't know if they've removed him or if he saw due one. When he came out from prison, having served about 8 plus 7, 15. Having served about 15 months at a stretch, incarcerated, he said, you see, I really don't know how you were able to keep this family together. On his is the head that wear the crown. But these things, you will not appreciate it until now. In the absence of Mazi Chuka from Efo, look at the IPO pigs. Look at what they are doing. As he de pepen, Darlington will start his own. Freedom Fighter or Ghana will start his own. And then if he will follow up. Josephine Erewa, I'm yet to hear your own broadcast too. Look at what you have become. All this thing is happening because these areas of interest was never considered. You know, Nnamdi Kanu, if you talk, all of us come on radio, we challenge you, we give him album, we sing song for him. Ole, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another ole, ole, ole. We praise him. Maybe it got into his head. And then what will he do? He begins roaming out there. And then have you thought about Akowara? Have you thought about how many people China Sanwo-Olu and Nnamdi Kanu has sent to their grave? And China Sanwo-Olu is living comfortable in Kuwait on IPO money, on our money, on that money that is blood money. And he's coming here. Bro, let me tell you, we will not agree. China Sanwo-Olu, you people should come to Biafra land. You people are very, very, I don't know what to use. Just not to use the regulated word, I will leave it at that. And so the people of Biafra must understand. When it comes to the issue of self-determination, the people involved should not build an island to themselves. But through logistic, contact other competent agents and initiate a proper procedure for her matter to be discussed globally. And in the case of Biafra, who are we? We are here tonight to consider just 5 out of the numerous examples. As far as those countries concerned, you won't even know they have armed robber. You won't know they have witches or wizards. You won't even know they have different categories of people. And these individuals are weapon. And so you don't try to control weapon. You use weapon. And so if Anene and Modosubo were to be American citizens, I have said this before in my earliest broadcast. American as a state today will keep them. They will manage them. They will call Anene and Modosubo and say, how were you able to use Santana, Passat, to hypnotize all Nigerian security in Bender State? How were you able to meander through banks, robbing money? In fact, they are robbing sharehood of our time. And they will keep them. there is something for them to do. Today, if a gang of brothers who want justice for themselves, because some of you think Anani is armed robber. Anani is not armed robber. The same problem we are complaining of today. He said that brother was having money that the police saw and they needed to take the money. They killed his brother and tagged him as an armed robber. Anani is a panebita. It was the car belonging to one of his customers he took, Santana. And then he came for a revenge. Anani was never an armed robber. And I can assure you that everything he did, he sprayed the money to the less privileged. They inside the same Nigeria. And so, like I was saying before I digressed, they will keep them. In this journey, we said we are going to take all our people along. That includes the mad ones. That includes the one that reason anti-clockwise. That is inclusive of the controversial individuals. That is inclusive of those who have questionable character. That is inclusive of the clergy, the politician, all walks of life. As far as you are a Biafran, we said we are going together. But we got along the line. We begin to neglect certain issues. And that is what brought us here. But I tell you, Nnamdi Kanu at the end of the day has betrayed Biafran. He knows the truth will come out. Nnamdi Kanu is deliberately making effort to collapse the agenda for Biafra restoration. And of course, we cannot afford to know this truth and pretend that it doesn't exist. It do exist. They are all there, and we will continue to push it up until every Biafran child, every Biafran son and daughter, the next generation will understand that there are a group of corrupt criminals who are out there to sell us out. He sealed you, he delivered you, he documented you, and then you go to bed. This matter, I told Nnamdi Kanu in one of my posts. I said to him, you will not win this war. You will not win this battle, most especially now that your hand is not clean. And so a lot of evil is going on even as we speak. But I will come to that later. Let's go back to those areas. Like I said, there are numerous areas of interest regarding the fundamental human rights or principles that govern agitators, activists. You cannot overrule it. You cannot overlook it. Number one, on this platform where you are fighting for freedom, the issue of promoting diplomacy cannot be overruled. There must be an avenue for diplomacy, which in all the words is the profession, could be activity or skill of managing international relationship, typically by countries' representatives abroad. When we talk about diplomacy at this moment, it must be promoted. And that is why if you watch the activities of the Biafran de facto customary government led by Asare Dokubo Alhaji, you will see Dr. Kado begin to enlighten our people to understand some of the things they are meant to do. Who are the people who are going to manage this issue of customary government of Biafra? Their duty is to go around other countries in the world and establish a relationship. This very aspect is those of you now in diaspora going from one embassy to another doing atalogo dance. You people are better to serve on the frontier of diplomacy promotion. But you don't know. If you like, go to gate of heaven and roll yourself. If you like, rub poto. There is nothing you will do that will move the face of God now, except you are guided by principle. And of course, divine principle. Because God will not do for man what man should do for themselves. Those of you in diaspora now are the people who can manage this avenue, this segment, this point without it being capital intensive. Where are the diplomatic relationship we have made? You think we can make it on our own? If you know how many people of interest who feed on the misery of the people of Biafra across the globe, I tell you the truth, you will lose faith in the restoration of Biafra. But we understand that there is a God that sits in heaven. It is he who presides over the affair of man. But then, like I said earlier, God will not do for man what man should do for themselves. And so the issue of interim parliamentary organ cannot be overruled. There are many pro-Biafran groups fighting on different fronts. And all of them, tonight, I just say, Biafrans, thank you. Most especially our dead one. They thank you because it is because of your sacrifice, your rigidity, your commitment, your resilience, your commencement. That is the only proof we have that their death is not yet in vain. And so what I'm trying to say is that a ship like this that is convening activists, millions of Biafrans across the globe, and yet we do not have a department that manages diplomacy. And you tell me we are sincere to ourselves? And each time you point all these things out, it look like when you are telling Nnamdi Kanu, let's go this way, let's go this way. This truth they threaten Nnamdi Kanu is just like telling Nigeria to for the issue of devolution of power. It makes them go mad. Nnamdi Kanu is in charge of diplomacy. Nnamdi Kanu is in charge of banking and finance. Nnamdi Kanu is in charge of judicial. Everything he wants to be there. If your head have to come out to hear your name, they will destroy you. Go and ask the shameful people why they decide to victimize me, and then maybe you begin to get your senses back. You are asking Nigeria for devolution of power, but those of us supposedly activists, we have become worse than the people of Nigeria. Where are the people? We overrule them. Somebody made a broadcast and say, Nnamdi Kanu, as a leader of IPOB, what is he busy traveling up and down? What is he running up and down? Of course, he have a secretary. Go and look at that girl's intel. She has not worked anywhere. But of course, we know what she is. A bedroom boomer. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm coming for them. But they will use their hand to disgrace themselves. And then those of you, if you notice when you talk rubbish on my wall, I don't delay it because I will record to you at the right time. And so I encourage you, those of you who are doing good, continue doing good. Those of you who are doing bad, continue doing bad. But I tell you, if those children, if those women, if those boys, if that marriage that has been damaged, if that union that has been destroyed, those business that have been destroyed because of Biafra, generation of 1967, which heinous crime was committed against them, all their blood will first of all come for all of us in IPOB in Biafra restoration project before they will even go for our enemy. And may it be that way, that those who have soiled their hand, the foot of the enemy will be on their neck. You see? You see? And so what you are doing, you are toiling with innocent blood and you will not escape it. We want freedom. You need to, when we talk about consultation, it's a very high issue. Roger Okorocha took time and molded everybody. He molded almost all the president of the world in Imo State. And this is to tell you that somebody like Roger Okorocha is a friend of many presidents in Africa. And under normal circumstances, if all of us were on the same page, gather momentum. We can gather support from across the globe, not just Africa. And then this journey becomes easier. And if I have to refresh your mind about the issue of South Africa, Nelson Mandela did virtually nothing. South African people do not know that more than 90% resources that South African used to stop apartheid was actually the support coming from Nigeria. And then they are going to say it's a lie, but let me tell you what happened. All our musicians at that era, all their music is about South Africa. We can talk about people like Raskimono, people like Manditos, people like Urusuli, people like Majek Fashek, people like Edna Ogusi. So numerous to mention. Let me see if I can remember all of them. Margaret Thatcher, Babangida, hey, Free Mandela. I wish South Africa, but somebody from South Africa created that diplomacy between Nigeria and South Africa. And then this Free Mandela, that is Majek Fashek, Edu Biafran. And then another one, Manditos, Rula Lady Dan, and Margaret Thatcher, Ngobati, and Peter Buota. All of them just come together. They want to be the black master. All of them, all of Nigerian music throughout that time, there is no single one. They were sending music across the world. And he did pay sincerely. This is diplomacy. Do you know some boys, somebody, one of them anyway, he come here and say, since you are not within Nandekano, don't play my music again. I look at the guy and I laughed because he never knew how many of those music are sponsored. And I said to him, I will not play your music again. This is diplomacy. We were the one fighting for South Africa. That is not because we love South Africa or we have too much resources to waste. That is because we have decided to identify with their predicament. And somebody must have given room to such a relationship. Today, as a people of Biafra, our matter, not only our youth is supposed to be singing, not only our musician is supposed to be singing with us, but other countries within the African context are supposed to be doing the same thing for us. Everywhere, pressure from left and right befell the apartheid situation. And today, even though South Africa is not economically free, but of course, politically, they are free. And so, we cannot overlook the issue of promoting diplomacy. Who is doing that? And some of you, now they cannot push you further to destroy all that is left of us. Nigeria just come, hey, Kenya, it's Kenya, and in Timpu, Kenya, we will kill you. Chukwokike, we kill you. Chukwokike, we expose you. Kenya, we pray for you. Kenya, we curse you. You don't have sense. You don't have sense. But you are furthering damaging relationship between Kenya and Biafra. And somewhere along the line, we never know who will help each other. But don't be the one who is using your hand to destroy all that is left of us. There is always a day of reckoning. You have not heard the truth. All these things you are seeing are the is conspiracy. At the right time, we will respond. Don't worry. Kenya, they now start beating him. Look at their lawyer now, Ujofo and our lawyer Jimako. They are now telling you that they denied them access from sinning and the Kano. But yet, who gave them access to know that he was talking fine? He drank Akamo that morning. He was doing gym before they left. Who gave them those theory? But they will shoot themselves for defeat, as Mazimefo always say. The people of Biafra must understand. There is so much to do. Now the Kanu is enjoying the Oshobi. And most of you are crying already. But please, don't give up. The journey has just begun. We make mistake severally. But our ability to manage it and come back to our senses is what matters. Number 2, there must be the issue of collateral damage cannot be undermined. You don't plan for war without preparing for opportunity or mapping a strategy to manage collateral damage. Collateral damage is not just about the innocent people who die in the process of what you are doing. It's just any form of injury, any form of death, and other damages inflicted that is incidental result of the activities of agitation or activism. That is collateral damage. So much. The first woman to be killed in this struggle led by Nnamdi Kanu was a woman from Anambra State. I don't know if she's from Anambra State, but she has a son. She was head down by a stray bullet and she died. It's collateral damage. During the Python dance, we all know and of course, as I'm talking to you, that is a sign of collateral damage. So many. What are the preparations we have for them? The people who went to Ebonyi, are you telling me now that they have been released? There is no plan. What we do is, you send our people to their death. And when they are done with them, you package yourself once in a while. You just give like 3 months. And then people forget what happened yesterday. And people are very forgetful. And that is bad. You cannot be an activist. You cannot lead people out like this without having a backup plan for their survival. I remember the first protest at Onitsha Head Bridge. People from different corners of Biafra land were there. We were so thirsty. We were hungry. And there is no provision for it. The journey has taken longer time than expected. But we stood our ground. And then along the line, unknown people, they drove in their pickup with gala and pure water. And these are the kind of unknown men we want to see in Biafra land, not unknown criminals. To drink and feed ourselves, and then we have more power to continue with what we are supposed to do. And do you know what? We don't know who these people are. But of course, if you know, I will really. But imagine if we have all this plan on ground before then. And so, number 1, like I pointed out, the issue of organizing diplomacy should not be undermined, and getting ready for collateral damage should not be an agenda that you sweep off the table. We go to the third one. When it comes to the issue of activism, the projection and enhancement of image is very important. Projection of image, an enhancement of image. What did Nnamdi Kanu do? He asked you not to raise Biafran flag again, and so you don't do that again. He shut down IPOB meeting because the game is coming to an end. The people in power who are actually using it to destroy the strength of Igbo people, their tenure is winding up. And so now they cannot have to wind up this platform. But you are not seeing it yet. So what image do we have today? What image? Now let me tell you what happened. When Nelson Mandela was arrested, he had only one son. In order to break him down, demoralized him in every way possible, they killed his only son, and it was alleged that the son's car had accident as a result of brake failure. But these are not true. And while he was still there, it is obvious that a rumor came up then in the 80s that his lawyer took over his wife. But those are their private life anyway. But Nelson Mandela, when he was abandoned in Liberty prison, could not fight back any further. But there were groups on ground. All of them were not subscribers. All of them were not his followers. They were not his fans. But they were South Africans. And what they did was to start killing the white. They start killing the white. During the day, the white will kill the black. And then at night, the black will kill the white. And the number of white being slaughtered every day in South Africa was alarming. This is one of the things that opened door for negotiation. Maybe that is what Nnamdi Kanu want to do. But the difference now is that Nnamdi Kanu, unknown government, and ESM are killing Igbo people. Using small girls for ritual. Cut off their head for fortification. You see, you are not even anywhere close to Nelson Mandela. Moreover, when those people did what they did, they were not announcing it. They were doing it. But for all of you to see how you siphon our money, you are destroying our image. Yes, I'm telling you, Biafra land will be a ghost town. Does your father have a plot of land in Biafra land? So what image are you creating for us? We have empowered Nnamdi Kanu to one end and one end alone. And all he's supposed to do is boost his image. And he becomes the physical image of the invisible Biafran you are not seeing. But no, he thought it's about the power. He thought it's about this rubbish. So Chinas, you don't need to be in Kuwait to order anybody here. You lost that privilege. You lost that power long ago. May God have mercy on all of you. Benedictions the words in Sakula. You build image. How much damage has been done to the image of Biafra as we speak? You can only come to my war and yap. You cannot carry out any activity, not here in Biafra land for the meantime. And you see, that is where Biafra Nation Alliance comes in. We are trying to renovate the damaged image. We are trying to rebuild the image. And I'm glad that people are beginning to understand that Nnamdi Kanu is just another misguided fella. You cannot overrule it. Look at you now. You are ashamed to answer that you are a Biafra. And if we pull a little bit back, you will see, before the end of this year, you will hardly see Biafra profile picture anywhere. Because the image has been dated. But don't worry. We will protect the image of Biafra. We look at the fourth one there. Economic stability and human capacity building. Those who are involved in this large scale of activism, there is need for them to have the issue of economic stability and human capacity building on the list of priority. Let's look at first of all the economic stability. In Rivers State, somewhere along the line, during the era where unknown gunmen were busy killing small children and female people, just killing small children, Wike decided to organize or issue the lockdown in Rivers State. They said everybody must go in within Ikwiri local government and Obiakpo local government. Everybody should be inside once it's 8 o'clock. And then it happened the first day, it happened the second day, and people start complaining. Because do you know most of our people, almost 70%, this is the time they make their money. Go to every major junction in any city. This is the time they make their money. And you usher in a lockdown. With the present hike in food cost, that is price in food commodities, how do you want them to survive? Governor Wike is a very stubborn man. He did not listen to people. It lasted for 1 week, and then he shifted the time forward by moving it from 8 till 10. And then the people struggle with 10 o'clock, maybe 2 weeks on. Wike knew that was not the right thing to do. And he called off the coffee. And then people can manage. And now Chinasa is in Kuwait, telling you that every Monday is a ghost town in Biafra land. Has he considered the economic disadvantage this will serve for the people of Southeast? Or if we are looking for Biafra going to die, is it inside the grave we are going to look for the Biafra? But these are things that you are not seeing. We are the one who is supposed to be building internal economic sectors. And of course, it is very difficult to see sincere, genuine people who will manage it. But then I give you the assurance that there are people who can manage such industries. Our land has to be peaceful. We have to create conducive environment for investors to come in. Because if we have investors, they can create more job. If we create more job, we have more youth financially empowered, even without withdrawing 10 kobo from your account to help them. And so that time they are telling you, it's a shutdown, it's a shutdown. Now me and you, where they this Biafra land, they suffer. And then you talk about human capacity building. I always knew that you don't go to school to get sense. You go to school to be educated. Our fathers did not go to school, but they have sense. There are things we can do. There are things we can manufacture. There are things we know, we have idea. All the way from heaven. You have such talent wasting everywhere. Banugo was one of the people very interested in human capacity building. In fact, before Obasanjo and the Nigerian state destroyed his bank and his construction company, he was rated the highest human capacity developer in Africa. And talking about Banugo, the owner of former All State Trust Bank. You can build capacity. And of course, those are some of the things we are making sure we introduce into Biafra land through this Biafra Nation Alliance. We need economic stability and human capacity building. Very important. Number 5, sensitization and induction of the people through the media. There is need to sensitize our people through the media. But what are we doing? If you know you are not a Biafra, you don't unfriend me, you be crazy, you are a madman, you are idiot, Yahoo, Yahoo, you are this. Is that not what we are doing? Is that the sensitization? Go and find out about the Crusaders. They built an image of themselves. They call them the Knights. Go to Rome and ask them. There is nothing the Knight will protect as much as they will protect their image. It doesn't matter the order they fall into its category, because they understand the importance of image making. And then you can go back and ask the French about their musketeers. You will understand. There is nothing they will defend more as much as they will risk to allow the image of the musketeers to be dented. Must I tell you about America? Go and ask about the patriots. You will understand that in God will trust. They built an image, not visible, but yet the influence of the image of the American patron, it lives in the heart of every man. If you have a contact with even a written document from one of these patrons, people like George Washington, people like Abraham Lincoln, to mention but a few, you will understand that image making is so important to them, more than the freedom they bled for. They will never soil their hand. We cannot undermine this. We cannot overlook it. I tell you the truth. Go to the Japanese, the Chinese, and discuss about them. Just talk about the samurai warriors. You will understand they live by honor. They die. They operate through principle. Now, they live by honor, they operate through principle, and they die with dignity. Image making. What is the image of Biafra at this moment? Are we unknown gunmen? God forbid. Are we ESN? God forbid. Are we terrorists? God forbid. But to you, these things don't count. These things don't count. We can go on and mention countries. Go to Germany and ask them about the Nazis. They have an image to build. And then, if these people recognize these structures, these strategies, in order for them to survive, and you think we Biafrans, somewhere along the line, Chukwu Kikabiama is going to run everything for us. Chukwu Kikabiama concluded his job already. All that is left is for us. So through media, we're supposed to project ourselves, irrespective of whose art is God. I still trying to maintain a particular line of action or decision. And that is so those who are misled can find their way back. And of course, the last one is putting God first above every other thing, as He alone has the primordial influence over our activities. Whatever we are doing, forget about the theory about God, because the Muslim serve Allah. The Muslim through Muhammad serve Allah. The Christian through Jesus Christ serve maybe Jehovah or Almighty God. And then you have the Hindus, you have the Buddhists, you have the Umena Allah, the Gedenden Bonandens, all of them, so numerous. But one thing remains undisputable truth. There is a desire in the heart of man to worship a creator bigger than them. And they are never afraid to kneel before this God, because they understand that if they have to bend their knee for any purpose, in prayer or otherwise, it must be for the sake of their creator. You put God first. America will not be here without acknowledging God. Abraham Lincoln did his work very well. And George Bush laid that principles out. Most of you will not know that during Revolutionary War of America, George Washington was virtually nobody. And along the line, he became a servant in one of the military that were fighting for revolution in his time. A lot of dramatic changes occurred. It was said that in one of those battles where he has been enlisted in the American army, he led a particular battalion where the Red Indians shot numerous guns against him. The smoke of the gunshot blacked out everywhere. And after a while, everywhere was quiet. And the moment the smoke began to dismiss, they saw George Washington sitting on his horse, dressed in his white apparel, without a single bullet hitting him. They have escaped death many times. It is through miracle. And this is because these people carry God in their heart. They do not play with the issue regarding God. Today, which God are we serving? Which one now? Which one in the morning Nandekanu is Agnica, in the evening Nandekanu is Arabateria, and then the next minute is Urubuteria, and then after then is a Pentecostal pastor. Which God are we using? We said Chukwu Kikabiama, but Chukwu Kikabiama have been betrayed over and over and over by all of us. But whatever the case may be, Onyena Chia, this is a slogan from our ancestors, and then let everybody consult their God. Let everybody commune to their creator. David understand this truth. And so before he goes to battle, he called on God. And there was a place somebody questioned the integrity of David before the Almighty Creator. And God said to them, David knew he could be killed by Goliath. But instead of him to be alive and allow anybody to insult the people of God, Israel, he rather die. And then and God said, if you are willing to die just to protect the integrity, the honor of the name of my people, I will give you this victory. Solomon became the wisest man, not because he went to any school. In the time of Solomon, the pinnacle of education is in Egypt. And Solomon has not been there. But the Bible gave assurance that when the Queen of Sheba visited Solomon, there was no spirit left in her. Because the wisdom she saw in Solomon could only come from God. But how did Solomon got all this wisdom? Solomon simply said to God, in a dream, because God asked him, what do I do for you? He never asked for wealth. He never asked for riches. He never asked for the life of his enemy. But he said, God, you know that I'm but a child. How can I be able to rule these your great people? Please give me wisdom. Simple. And you see, the beginning of his journey, he acknowledged God. Odabe mechukwu adaruale. The good people of Biafra, wherever you are all over the world, we have not lost it all. No, we have not lost it all. We can still make it. And so I encourage you. A lot of damage has been done already. But this is the time for us to come back home, rebuild this broken wall, and then let go home. But meanwhile, I must take you back to some of the things that are going on. And I encourage you, irrespective of any pro-Biafran group that you belong, let us learn from our mistakes. The moment they arrested Nandekano, if he came online and start complaining, if he will not do that except she has information about something that is not right, and then the next day they follow suit, Fitogala followed, and then Simeon Ekpa followed. They told you Biafra is on autopilot on the Ara. And then after Simeon Ekpa, who is the next person? Ikenga followed, and then Darlington followed, and they are still following. Prophet Nandekano in-law followed, and his wife. They drag Ijele side everywhere. Nandekano, the vice president of Biafra, Nandekano junior brother, that one followed, and then in Nayanya give back up. Another update is here. And when I finish playing this, I will give you the reason why, what you must watch out for.
Uchenna Caroline Okorafor, aka Secretary, and Nnenna Yanya, aka Madam Finance. I have a challenge for both of you. Number one challenge. Can both of you please print and submit a copy of your online activities. By this, I mean your ISP, your Internet Service Provider Activity Log. Number 2, the ISP log should include a record of your advanced programming interface of your personal account. So it should include the advanced programming interface, your API, the API of your personal account. Number 3, don't worry, a lot of Biafrans are software programmers. It will be super easy for them to decode the algorithm of the most complicated cookies. So don't worry about the cookies in your internet service provider log. They will be able to figure things out. Number 4, Nenayanya and Uchenna Caroline Okorafor, aka Secretary. Is there any slight and remote possibility that when each of your dashboard is clicked at the meeting tab, that the IP usage report will indicate the following? A, that both of you had a Zoom meeting with a Southeast governor and DJ Reza on June 4th, 2021. That both of you included in the number 10. Nenayanya and Madam Secretary, is there any remote possibility that the IP of the 6 participants of the June 8, 2021 meeting originated from the zoo called Nigeria? B, is there a remote possibility that 2 IP originated from the United States? That 1 IP originated from the United Kingdom, and 1 IP originated from a provider in Europe, most likely a bundled up package. Nenayanya, could the bundled up IP from Europe be you? Could one of the participants from the United States, the IP from the United States, be Uchenna Caroline Okorafor? Nenayanya, like I said earlier, there are 2 participants with an IP that originated from the United States. So my question is it possible that one of the IPs belong to Uchenna Okorafor, the demon rat that you brought to destroy us? Is there a remote possibility that the IP of the other participants that originated from the United States belong to somebody called Emeka E? Nenayanya, the easiest way to prove me wrong is to provide your ISP activities so that Biafran can check this information out and exonerate you. Nenayanya and Caroline Okorafor, if I were you, I would provide all these documents to exonerate yourself for your dignity, for your sake, and the sake of your offspring. That's if you eventually have any, for some of you. Nenayanya, if you and AKA Secretary fail to provide this document, I will be left with no choice but to stand my ground when I tell Biafrans that on June 8th, that June 8th was the day you demons finalized the trade of our supreme leader, MNK, with the zoo government. Nenayanya and Uchenna Caroline Okorafor, do you think I will be wrong if I tell Biafrans that after the completion of the deal, you collected your money, proceeded to finalize the destruction of IPOB and ESN, while waiting for the news of the disappearance of our leader? Nenayanya and Uchenna Caroline Okorafor, aka Secretary, do you think I will be wrong if I tell Biafrans that both of you were so convinced even before he was abducted on the 19th? You guys were so sure that you have sealed this deal that on the 14th, you proceeded with your act of destruction. And our leader was abducted on the 19th. You guys were so confident You already started the destruction even before he was abducted. But now Elohim, the God of Biafra, has proved that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is indestructible. Nenayanya and Madam Secretary, before I conclude this short audio, I have a question. What did ESN and our beloved leader do to both of you to deserve all this evil from you and your cohort? What did ESN do? What did MNK do? Why do you think MNK deserved this from you? Oh Lord God of vengeance, please make haste and avenge for us. Jehovah Elohim, please make haste and avenge on behalf of us. These evil women need to pay for their crime, Jehovah.
And of course, I will stop that audio message there. And now, in less than how many weeks, disappearance of Nnamdi Kanu, you see all of them fighting themselves. Without this Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio Station, you wouldn't. And now I'm happy Mazi Mefo is not the saboteur there. He didn't collect money from Nigeria. Mazi Obidi is not a saboteur there. And then Dr. Kado is not the saboteur there within the system. Now, let me tell you, Biafrans, Nnamdi Kanu is the one playing the game. He's the one that has set all of them up. And of course, they don't have sense. That is how let the evil slay the wicked. That is what the Bible says. But in the midst of all these things, Nnamdi Kanu is the one setting all of them up. And when he come out, the gullible ones are going to say, we know MMK was set up. Nnamdi Kanu is the devil. The people in Anambra knows the truth. He's the one who set us against each other. You go here and whisper, supposedly leader, your supremacy. Have you ever wondered? Look at those who are accusing others. They do it with every level of temerity. They do it with boldness. And that is to tell you that somebody higher than they are doing. They sold you already. You can be struggling with it. I come to restore Biafra, not to restore Nnamdi Kanu. But of course, as far as this journey is concerned, injuring against one is considered as injuring against all. And this is one truth that we cannot sell. And of course, at this moment, our lines are going to be open. But before then, I may have to remind you that in Anambra State, we have our FM up and running. Of course, the transmitter there cannot cover the whole area. And so those of you within Nzene Junction, Obawusa, down to Head Bridge in Asaba Delta State, you will receive Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio Station through your FM devices. And then from Onitsha Head Bridge down to Obaru, Onitsha, Mpo, 33, and East Environ, you get Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio Station on FM. And of course, in River State, some areas of Igirita, some areas of Eneka, some areas in Rukboko, down to Rumokuru, and of course Rumomo, Rumorusi, Rumokuta, all the way to Wimpy, within the GRA 4, and of course Maitere. You will get Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio Station. And of course, the de facto customary government, men and women of goodwill across the globe, you are encouraged to contact the administrators of the customary government or the Biafra Alliance to see how we can send this transmitter across the land, because our people need to know the truth. The war, the battle you prepare for does not kill a cripple. The earlier the better for us. And of course, do not misunderstand our position. Our mission is simple. Nigeria must be divided. And of course, we cannot leave them without an option. We will subscribe to devolution of power. We will subscribe to constitutional amendment. And that is to give it a try and see how it's going to be. But our ultimate desire is that let every component nation that makes up Nigeria go their separate way. We will be better people if this happened. And regarding the issue about the agitation, so many people have been destroyed by Nnamdi Kanu in the guise of IPOB. He calls their name. And I'm shocked people who don't even know me will analyze me. They will judge me. They will condemn me. And this thing is happening, and I have factual. But yet you don't know me. You believe. But like I've told them earlier, there is no shame in the womb that gave birth to me. And so you cannot possibly rubbish me. And not even any Biafra again. Under our watch. Let us remain focused, because the journey has just begun. Everything we are doing here today, it is for the sake of the next generation. We cannot allow anybody to sell them out. At this moment, the line to call is WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642. The WhatsApp line again is 070-815-45642. And those of you outside Nigerian, you have to add the Nigerian code there. And then our direct line is 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971 is our direct line. For the last time, the direct line is 081-221-52971. Of course, you can also get us on the Simple Radio. You can get us on Transmitter. You can get us through our app. And you are encouraged, you are advised to follow us up, as it is very part of this movement. Do not allow anybody to deceive you. Just be part of this program, because you are. And of course, if you cannot access my studio line, and you have access to my private WhatsApp, you are free to call in and make your own positive contribution. And of course, I'll be back in a minute.
Bible clearly shows where the true Israelites are and where the Messiah is going to gather his people. Judah, he's going to gather from the four corners of the earth. But the other tribes, he will gather from beyond the rivers of Cush in Africa.
Candle in the night that came and blew us away.
And like a thief in the night, they came and stole it away.
We've been in the bondage for so long. We need a light.
All the Biafrans should stand up
Rise up for your freedom.
It's a freedom song.
Freedom song, and together we save our land.
You know.
Freedom song, and together we save our land.
Yeah, from our religion, believe our nature, culture, now we are.
Yes, of course. Caller on the line, can you hear me?
George, good evening, sir.
Good evening from here. Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Oscar, calling from Monica.
Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. I would like to speak my dial, please.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. George, my brother. Ekene ka m gị maka mbọ ị na-agba maka obodo anyị bụ na Biafra. Anyị ga-esi wee nwere onwe anyị, anyị ga-esi wee bụ ndị nwere onwe anyị. Mana o nwere ihe ọzọ m na-ekwu na-abụrụ ihe Dr. Kado gwara gị the other day. Please, my good brother, bend down. Any place nwoke maọbụ nwaanyị si ya bụrụ di na nwunye dị n'ụlọ, a ga-enwerịrị problem, a ga-enwerịrị esemokwu. Calm things down. All of us are brothers. All of you, I want to know the kind of what we naga, even in and let's soon. Mana, I don't have a problem, man. Down our kitchen, down our kitchen. I must die in this. See? So, if I don't talk, I don't want to go, but take care, is please take care, is. We are not supporting Nande Kalu. Yeah, Mabu, we are all brothers. I want to know why I are happy. So, including you, because he's your friend, you know him more than me. And we are not doubting what people are saying. Money no mesoro Biafra, but this the struggle. I am a man who lives in the so. Mana, please, my brother, take it easy. Take it easy. So I am ready to contribute.
Thank you.
No,
that is the truth. You just said the truth. It's just that but there are certain things we want to correct. But be rest assured, the overall interest of Biafra is to be protected. You said the right thing. You see, I didn't talk to you. We say our opinion. We don't impose on people our opinion or idea. And of course, we are considering it. Members of Biafra Nation are listening. And maybe somewhere along the line, somebody is going to raise the issue up. We discuss it from within, then we continue. This is not to undermine anybody. This is to send a signal to the next generation, as well as remind those who has gone before us that none of us should sell our people anymore. Thank you very much.
My brother from Oba. And I am go all those things. So I need to for no come more down, please. Come on down. I happy in the I gather. Because I know now, every need I want to I don't want what I have misunderstanding. So they didn't want to wear fire book. What you get rich, yeah, bro, they are your best friend more than me, never. So because what you know. When you hear that,
thank you very much. Thank you. Your contribution is noted. And of course, with or without, nobody is a fool. We all know the truth. We want to pass a message to Biafrans. And we want to prove a point. That is just it. If you to be the other way round, we will upset the balance. A lot happened. We are all witness. I never broadcasted. Sorry, I never broadcast. I was just on social media, on my platform there. America Gift and the rest tout are jumping up and down, insulting Onyibe for the gangster called DOS. The day we will pour this issue down, most of you will weep. I could have responded, but I said I will not. So for 4 months, George Onyibe is the broadcast. Is the topic in Radio Biafra, Biafra Radio, where we say, let's come and save our people. And the reason why nobody has the moral standing to tell me how to feel or what to do is because only very few of you who actually went to their platform and asked them to leave George Onyibe alone. To the extent the Kano came on Radio Biafra and said, the day we will come for you, you will know that there is Mbe Toro Agwo. Go to my wall, I still screenshot them for you. They have deleted it, but I screenshot it, I videoed it. Nande Kano, telling you people on Radio Biafra. The day will come for you, you will know there is Mbe Toro Agwo. I am waiting. I am your destiny and I'm your doom. Brother, your contribution is noted. And of course, that is how it should be. I will not dispute that. We will continue to do what we have to do because the restoration of Biafra is why we are here in the first place. Every day the truth is coming up. Every day is coming up. So you leading me as a sheep before the shearer, and so you expect I will not open my mouth? No. No. But then we will continue and then let God be the judge of us all. Yes, a caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp. Yeah, when they're not in him. Go ahead.
Yeah, please. This good evening, Biafra. I'll call you Your Excellency. Your Excellency. I want to also.
No, I don't think Excellency. Akuyi Excellency never return. You won't give me Excellency. No more Akuyi Excellency. You can call me Diokpa. Well done, my brother. Go ahead, please.
Okay, Diokpa. I also want to greet our Daddy in the Lord, His Excellency, Majobi Dobienu. His Excellency,
if you call anybody Akuyi Excellency again, I will cut you off. Why? They send you come. People will answer Excellency. We never see them. They call another Akuyi Excellency. You will be penalized. We don't have Excellency here. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so I also want to send my greetings to Mazi, Dr. Kado, Dr. Nwokenkwo, Ozurumba, Okompol, Okoronkwo, Mazi Shimeje, and our father, the father of the new nation, Chief Dr. Ralph Wazirike. And also to the chairman of the de facto customary government in the person of Alhaji Mujahid Ashari Dokubo and the deputy Adarita Anibob. Greetings to everyone. You said a lot of important things today, and unfortunately I was not with my paper to jot in to pick on the points you dropped, but I'll just quickly rush into it. You said something about Nelson Mandela. When he was even, they tried to demoralize him. And if we narrow it down to our own agitation now, in respect to what the previous caller just said now, we should know that we have all wronged each other, but at the same time, the people that wronged us are still continuing on the same path, even till date. That's why they should be channeling their energy, calling them on their own station to stop character assassinating people. We all heard them say they are going to kill anybody that refuses to stay at home on every Monday. We all heard them do that. That is where our brothers should be channeling that energy to. At least on this radio, nobody has called to say that impose any idea on anybody or kill anybody. I'm not trying to attack the brother, but I think to remind him where you should call them to give them such advice. Because if they cease to attack our people, assassinate people, then I don't think and their lives and defeat, I don't think this platform will be here exposing their evil. that they are doing on daily basis. You say it's a very long teaching school. It's a very wrong narrative if we do that. So we also talk about the South Africa, them having fighting for their freedom. Now, and we all know they have that in next 50 years they can be able to come out from the mess they are into right now. I don't think Ambazona will come out in the next 50 years, the mess they're into right now. And this is where some our people are pushing our people into. In the person of IPONC, indigenous people of Finland, they are pushing our people towards that Ambazonia space. There are people who come back from Cameroonians, English part, the Ambazonians, they don't go home again. They all stay in the Francophone side, the French part, Yaoundé, Douala. That's where they stay. They don't even go to their place anymore because if you go, they kidnap you. This was not, I didn't hear they say. Somebody who went home told me, I didn't stay with him here, he told me, if you go home with car, you must pay those guys. If not, they will kidnap you, they will kill you. Yes, Jotna. So they want, yeah, in terms of they want to destroy our livelihood, our economy. I believe, in fact, these people, I think they are contracted by the Nigeria to destroy the economy of Biafran people. Is still struggling to survive. Even Europe said that she's struggling to survive. On this economic hardship, you are telling people, imposing it. Not you are not deliberating, imposing that they must do that. If not, you kill them if they come outside with your ESM bandits. When we call them bandits, the ESM bandits, they think we are just, they say we are jealous of them. But it is reality. You give security to, the security was to kill your people and not to save them. So what is the essence of the security? And also for the people in America sponsoring them, continue. I only pray that they should, that thing they are doing, that they should get it to your own family too. So you feel the pain other people are still feeling. Now our people back home at the receiving end of everything. ESM will come, their bandits will come and kill their own people, kill their friends. Nigerian government in retaliation will also come and kill their friends again. What gain? To what gain all these killings we are doing? And also to encourage those of them that are jobless because of frustration that into Biafra struggle. Please go and get a job. If you don't have, learn a trade. Learn something, because when you give yourself, no easy job will control you. Nobody is gonna control you. Who will fix you? Control you. But if you give yourself, put a food on your table, you can get absolute control over your life. Even when you are your parents' house, they control you. But immediately you leave your parents' house, they are to an extent they can control you. At least you have your own right now, because you feed yourself. You are your own, under your own roof. Even if you are paying if you rent a house, it's still under your roof because you are paying for rent. Please get a job. And also there's a program already here for empowerment. There's an empowerment program here. So I encourage you to text or message or call any of the broadcasters. If our brother Mazi Shiderodo Ogene or Mazi Okuyonwuka or our global administration, George Onyibe, or any Biafra Nation Alliance administrator you know, text them. So you can be linking to this empowerment program going on, instead of being jobless and one idiot will come and recruit you, give you 3,000 and you go and destroy and kill your own people, and at the end of the day they set you up and they kill you with the police or the army, or they send you to jail. The people that are dying in detention now because of unknown government. To what end? We have been in this mess for over many months now. I thank God one of them confessed that the burning of police station has not yielded any gain to the struggle. Rather than destroying it. Now they want to divert it to individual. Please, I call on stop calling them to stop exposing the atrocity. Call them on their radio to stop their shenanigans that are playing out there. Tell those charlatans, starting from the El Mustafa of Biafra land, Shina Samuru in Kuwait. That is the people you should be calling on. Chief Edoziem. That's the kind of people you should be calling on for them to stop their madness, because total madness. They should stop it. And if we have to start afresh on this struggle, let us start afresh, but on a level of truth and every honesty. Because we started from a very bad place with lies and deceit. Now, this is what has been backfired on IPOB because it was started on lies and deceit. I'll hang up here so other people can call in.
Thank you very much for your positive contribution. That is just the area our people need to channel their energy to. Go and tell them. I don't go to their platform to insult them. I do not go to their platform to challenge them. But they are always coming here. And Pekin will say, Mama no go sleep. Himself no go sleep. Call on the line your name and where are you calling from. Call on the line.
Hello, Biafra.
Good evening, my brother.
Hello, good evening, sir.
You're welcome to the
Am I coming out loud and clear?
Loud and clear, and the world is listening.
Thank you, sir. My name is Ewo. I'm from Afibo. Afibo is my I want to greet you very well. Hello?
Not a name, Manuel. Go ahead.
There's this saying that since things have to go wrong before they go right. Even if we are starting afresh, it should be a good one. I was surprised when played. I was shocked. You see, or if I just I happen to say 5 years when you're a guy, Ike Zumbe and not from a city or the Agumezi when your best brother Biafra is Sivia. Do you are carrying the mother, even right from the womb, the mother or another Nikana, the mother yes, only do. That I'm pursuing. Let us come together and make that all hands should be on desk. Let us come together. And hello, there one.
I'm with you. Go ahead.
Are we having 2 radio stations?
Yes, this is Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station.
Okay, now I understand. Alright, no problem. People can go will give you the wisdom to move on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your positive contribution. Of course, we keep on doing what we are supposed to do. Our people will have to know the truth and have what it takes to embrace the truth. And of course, the lines are open for you to call in and make your contribution. Call on the line. Can you hear me? Good evening from here.
Yeah. Good evening. I'm calling from Enugu.
Go ahead, please.
I think you are Mr. Ukemo, right?
I am George Onyibe.
Onyibe, I want to put it like that you are a destroyer. What you are doing is not normal. I want to put it to you that thing you are doing, do it and stay there. When we beat our land, we put it to death. You are a deep destroyer. You don't appreciate you. Do you hear me?
Yes, I'm listening.
Baba.
Is that all?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, we don't appreciate you the handle at all.
Thank
you are a
you.
betrayer. God bless you.
No, devil punish you. Why will you bless me? You come to curse me.
That's the way we will punish
You are blessing
Remember,
me.
if you get to our land, we will restore you to death.
You don't have sense. I'm in Biafra land.
When we get to our land,
I'm in Biafra land.
Remain there. Remain
My
there.
brother, I'm in Biafra land. You don't have sense.
Remain there.
Look at hungry man. Are you finished insulting? You see how hopeless Nnamdi Kanu is? Those are the zombies he breed everywhere. That is exactly the character of Nnamdi Kanu, zombies. They thought I'm in diaspora. Shame on you. Look at them, freedom fighters. Hey, is that Onyibe? I have gotten used to this nonchalant attitude. It is Nnamdi Kanu that will be disgraced. Where are dead men walking? Where are IPOB members in Enugu? Your brother Solomon Ebu is hiding now. You are inside the village there. Saying remain there or remain in diaspora. Have you considered the population of Enugu people to that of Abo people before you threaten me? But of course, we know you people are misguided fellas. Very useless. Pig, you are not even a member of IPOP. You want to be a member. I called him and I blast him. You don't have sense. Go ask Nnamdi Kanu. He's regretting his action. And then you are here trying to, yes, you are blessing me. Who are you to bless me? The truth hurts. No, na be acid hot. Here now acid pepper. Very useless set of criminals. Come and hold Biafra meeting now. You people have destroyed everything. It's a shame. You are supposed to be in what do you call it? You are supposed to be in Abuja now, or you should be on your way to Niger State to fight for Nnamdi Kanu. We are coming to radio. We're born or no. It's unfortunate. Of course, we will continue to progress. There are a lot of lunatics out there in the name of Biafra agitation, but we will cure all of them. Can you hear me on WhatsApp?
Yes, so my administrator, good evening, sir.
Good evening, you are welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Yes, so I greet you, sir. Is it not laughable that we are trying to, make our people understand that the situation we are in
those are not our people. When our people call you, we know. Those are not our people. All these people are idiots. I wonder if the one in Anambra, our relay station in Anambra is getting up to Enugu State. Those are our people. They know the truth. All these ones are idiot Okano followers, indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, unstable like water they shall be. If every black male they have out, if every character assassinated individual they were right, and then they shall have it. If not, their shame and disgrace has not even started. Go ahead, my brother.
My administrator, we love you so much. So it's as good as saying that whatever stone they are throwing on you is meaningless to us, because our love for you overshadows all those things. So anybody that comes to your program and insults you, the person is insulting his generations. He's insulting himself or herself, and his or her family, because you are trying to liberate them. You are trying to save them from being delusional, from delusion. You are saving them from mental slavery. How can a bingo. I will use that word bingo. That is what Ijele calls them. How can a bingo come to this holy platform to spill rubbish? He's showing his emotions. This kind of person, he will go to bush and he will carry gun and then he thinks he's brave. With this kind of character of emoting in the public, he will go there and mess himself up. He cannot even defend himself. Then he will become part of those people that are killed, all in the name of ESN rubbish. So my administrator, don't mind them. They are inconsequential. Many people understand the truth that is coming out from this program. Anything that you hear, Biafrans, listen. Anything that you hear from this platform is nothing but the truth. We don't tell lies. We are not IPOB. IPOB is full of lies and deceit. Because they believe that at the end of the day will make them understand, hey, Biafrans have good heart, they are people of good conscience. They will understand and they will forgive. We don't understand and we forgive like that. So we call out evil, we call out injustice, we call out blackmail, we call out any violation of any sort of human rights of Biafrans. That is why our leader, Mazi Chemofo, will always say that in this platform, we take issues of human rights violation very seriously. So you cannot expect us to fold our arms and watch, criminals, charlatans, to come and take the lead in this struggle. The cultists will come out of nowhere and be campaigning for Biafra. When you ask him, what are your stance in the Biafran struggle? He will say, is Biafra or death? What are your reasons for promoting the struggle for is Biafra? He does not even know the reason why he is calling for Biafra. What he knows is that somehow we will shed blood in this thing we are going about. This is not our mindset in this platform. We know the reason why we are here. We know the need for our people to be free. Not only political freedom, mental freedom. In this struggle. And then I am seeing him as a coach, a spiritual coach. He's clearly different from the criminal called Nnamdi Kanu. Because if Nnamdi Kanu teaches anything concerning religion, he does not even have a definite stand. He is not directional. He will move to many channels, types of religion at the same time, and then he will complicate himself. Today he will say he is Jewish, this one. He will criminalize Christianity and then turn it to something that does not even exist anywhere, and then end it with Chukwu Abiyama. Sometimes I even wonder if Chukwu Abiyama is even, that name Chukwu Abiyama. I don't think I should be mentioning the name Chukwu Abiyama because he is mentioning it, and for the fact that the name is coming from a criminal. It's as if I'm serving the same God as a criminal. But that is not the case now. The point is that we know the reason why we are here. We are here to defend our people from blackmail, from indiscriminate attacks coming from a supposed group of Biafrans. So IPOB, anybody that comes here to ask us to stop exposing IPOB, you are even trying to remove the very intent of coming to call for Biafra. Because the reason why we are here is to stop every injustice against our people meted on us by the Nigerian state. And so if a Biafran is doing the same thing to us, you are expecting us to keep short. No, we cannot do that. We cannot submit to your unfaithful demand because of your love for an individual. That individual is not important than Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu is is a person. He's just in fact, I don't even know how to qualify him. For me, I don't even see anything in that man. Whether he's having court case or not, it does not even concern the Biafran struggle because a lot of Biafrans are going to jail every day and they are being released. And yes, we go to court several times to release our people. Just a week ago, a popular member of the Bin Mazop was released after 2 months of detention. Yes, Biafrans are being released from detention for no just reason. They are being arrested. They are being arrested. So the case of Nnamdi Kanu is nothing to me. It's nothing to me because I know what he had done in the past. Apart from blackmailing my own judge Onyibe and Mazi Chemefo and Co. He outrightly called for the killing of our people. And he's saying, what moral standing to even come to this platform to ask us to stop exposing him? It's as good as telling us to forgive all the crimes Nigeria is committing against Biafrans. We cannot do that too. At every point in time, we will call out injustice whenever we see it. Because injustice to any Biafran is injustice to all Biafrans. This is our position in this platform. We are human rights advocates, and we will continue to advocate for the human rights of our people. How can you come up on your radio platform and then you mention a lot of Biafrans, names of Biafrans, you call them saboteurs that you are coming for them? What kind of Biafra are you looking for? At the end of the day, we will be looking for these Biafrans you mentioned, and you tell me that you don't have hand in their disappearance. Today we are still looking for Akwara, and you are not even asking him where he kept Akwara. You are asking us to stop, calling him out when he does his people. As a matter of fact, in this case, we are not even sure he's alive. That is his business. If he's alive, that is his business. If he's not alive, that is also his business. Let IPOB deal with their own problem. We are not IPOB. We can only support them when they do the right thing. Not when they come out and then start calling all Biafrans that have, the alternative opinion saboteurs. And then the other guy that called himself Chinas will tell Biafrans, the consequences of being a saboteur, how they receive their pay or something. What are you saying? We know a lot of people you call saboteur and you even video them and post them on social media. These people you call saboteurs, most of them are innocent of what you accuse them of. Just the other day, our brother, there is a reporter. The other is a reporter. The other one is a journalist. I think the both of them are into the same field. They were both, arrested. I'll not even call it arrest. Kidnapped by ESN members, and they call them saboteurs, blindfold them, and they were showing their pictures. I think one person is a member of the police force. Then the other one is a reporter. And then if you ask them what are your crimes, they cannot even mention any specific crime. They have already concluded that these people are criminals and they have placed sentence on their life. And then you want your leader, a criminal, a murderer, to be released by all means, without even going through court. See here, Nnamdi Kanu's case is on deal because there are more than enough evidence against him, and a woman evidence is facing him, and that is the fact. So Biafrans, I'm indulging you guys to look the part that is heading towards Biafra, not in the IPOB style. Come to this our leaders in the Biafra Nation Alliance and other sister groups, of course. As long as you are having IPOB mindset, if you come to this platform and yap, we will not regard you. You will just feel your emotions. At the end of the day, people that will buy your emotions will buy it. But in the end, we will continue what we are doing because we are here and we are not going anywhere. We are here to defend our people and to watch over their fans and make sure that the right things are done, regardless of who is concerned. My administrator, I thank you very much for giving me this chance to talk to their friends.
Thank you very much for your spot-on contribution, as always. Thank you, and good night from here. And of course, that is Chinonso, one of the media head, Biafra Nation Alliance family. Doing a very wonderful job, I must tell you. The truth cannot be overemphasized. In the same way, Biafran people must remain focused. You cannot ignore certain principle. We cannot fail, or rather fail to initiate certain strategies as far as the Biafra restoration project is concerned. We actually understand the level of damage done to the brain of most gullible Biafrans. And we will continue doing what we are doing until you are delivered. Caller on the line, can you hear me? Caller on the line.
Hello, mark this day. Today is 30th of July.
Get out.
2020.
Get out. Because I allowed the other idiot to talk, we are calling. Criminals. Chinasa will not save you. Nnamdi Kanu will not save you. Your lies will not save you. The only thing that will save you is get your sense back first of all. Over 15 years now, from one drama to another, you can't even see. Nnamdi Kanu have rewind you, backward you, 15 years behind schedule. I remember in 2015, throughout 2015, we are on the road everywhere, organizing our people. Kenneth Ogani in the north, sensitizing our people. The coordinator of Abuja then was blackmailed. They said he's a DSS agent. And then Kenneth was his deputy. I'm talking about Vito, the first coordinator of Northern. The Northern Rep, the Abuja coordinator. The painful aspect is that all these hopeless morons don't even know what is happening. And then in the West, you have Chukwuma Nwankwo and John Paul Madu Abuchi. In fact, in the heat of this struggle, Chukwuma Nwankwo left us. John Paul Madu Abuchi stood his ground. And then Nnamdi Kanu came out, just like he's trying to set up this DOS. This DOS, you will come to the Saboteur Club very soon. But whatever Nnamdi Kanu does, he will reap benefit. But as far as this agitation continues, there is no room for criminality. You people are the criminal. You are the one who call someone criminal. You are the armed robber. You are the one who call others armed robber. You are the one deceiving your people. You are the one alleging others to be doing the same thing. And of course, Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station is here to correct all those evil. And that is exactly what we are here to do. If anybody think we are stopping anytime near, the person needs to think. Until you begin to go to indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu and correct them, you can help them. The journey will continue. And of course, we have been able to look at 5 different strategies that we cannot be able to overlook as far as this issue is concerned. If we deploy our energy, putting each and every one of them on the list of our priority, I tell you by now we will be singing another music. But then, for the fear of the unknown, certain individuals hijack it. For the sake of money, they will blackmail you. For the sake of ego, they will even lie against God, and you will applaud them for it. My brother, it is Biafra or Biafra, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. And maybe for some reason I have to remind all of you in Biafra land with me, all of you here in Biafra land with me, in Nigeria. I know all your location. I know your family members. Any move you make will be the last you will make. I told you Nnamdi Kanu, I will be the last saboteur you will make. Check since George Onyibe became saboteur. Other saboteurs are not working. They now call them opposition. I am your destiny and I am your doom. Go and find out what that means. The Fulanis are desperately looking for how to take over our land. And before they succeed, you people are turning Biafra land into a theater of war. Chinasa is in Kuwait giving you order to initiate ghost town. I hope you have taken your family to Niger or Cotonou, because something is wrong. You see those animals in wide, thick forest. This is all about the next generation. If my own generation want to waste themselves, waste their life, their time and their resources, their gifts as well as their talent, is left for them. But of course our time has been eaten into. Our time has been half spent. We are nothing to compare with the generation before us. And if we cannot fight harder, I could only imagine the deep mess the next generation will be. I played the audio of the other woman who was saying certain things. Go and listen to that audio very well. I know the position where we are in this struggle. But for some reason, it's not going to be healthy for all of us if I open it up. I know the position. But I will assure you, none of you will succeed. You think we don't know what happened in Izu River? We think we don't know those who sold people out? We know all these things. And so anybody thinking you're going to sell our people out, you're wasting your time. And if we do not do the right thing, if we do not monitor what is going on in a time like this, I tell you the truth, they are taking over from us with the overwhelming. Eventually, we may not be able to survive this atrocity against our people. And so if you are anywhere in Biafra land, you are yet to identify yourself with any pro-Biafran group, I'm telling you, you are losing out. And I will personally invite you to join the Biafra Nation Alliance family I'm encouraging you to go and partner with the Biafran de facto customary government, because we have a nation to deliver. And this is a matter of national issue which everybody must get involved. Do what you are supposed to do. Go ahead, caller on the line.
Good evening.
Good evening from here. Your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, I'm calling from Onisha.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good evening, Biafra, on this side. Good evening, good day, good night, good morning. Please, what I want to contribute is that all these people that are claiming that they are fake sabotage with their former husband, they can is going to get freedom from them. That's a critical lie. All those guys are there for blood. When they talk, they give order for people to go and do see themselves. My tell people they don't get free to. How person will do for only three what to do for where you do. They come down for this time. Now they do that thing together now. They are children there for that side. How they go for that side? They will say when you go do protest. They will say when you go do this. They will go there they will chill. They will go there they enjoy. Why can't they come here and come and start the thing first before we throw them for back? And this thing what they talk say every Monday there will no market for the parents.
China Sago can't enforce them. If they talk heavy lie. Go ahead.
That person was so that person is one of the most original human beings. How do you think that even though if you close churches for 10 months, everybody will look at it? Do you think that if you close some case for a year, that now can will release? Now can will never be released. So this thing that are fucking not just opening their mouth. They are not doing something. If they are feeling that if they call themselves, they are feeling that. Let them come to Nigeria and go to court and go and burn and the camera. Not if they just they talk anyhow and anyhow. So what I want to say is that I'll push to come together, focus on this Biafran human rights radio, so that we can unite ourselves and do things. If you are fighting for freedom, there are criteria that qualify the freedom fighter. Not violence. This is not how to fight the freedom. If you want to fight the freedom, those people that you are claiming that they will give freedom, they will look at you and say, what can this guy do that he will give the something? Nothing. So you are wasting your time here. It doesn't mean anything. Thank you, my dear, for what you are doing for us.
Thank you very much. Of course, you see a genuine Biafran. The people who are still in control of their brain. You see how they function. There is a family of 3 boys. They are from Onitsha, to be precise. In 2015, the first son was shot in the stomach. There's just 3 sons in that family. Their parents had only 3 of them. In 2015, the first son was shot in the stomach. And most of you in Anambra State know the family I'm talking after I describe their message. The bullet passed through his lower abdomen and the bullet went out through his back buttock. Many years the guy was leaking. Eventually died. But the other 2 sons in this family did not back down. Then in another protest in Ekempo, the second son, they shot him in the head, but he didn't die instantly. The bullet shaved his head into 2. IPOB never helped them. The only son that is there, he went on. He was shot. As I'm talking to you now, China Sanworu know about this guy. Benjamin Madubugu know about this guy. The guy is walking with his leg dangling. Till today. How many of you? And then we continue leading our people to the slaughter. You eating on blood money. I never get on our time. The point is, let's manage to see how we can correct the system. And when that is done, you will know the next way forward. Biafra Restoration Project is sacrosanct, according to Chimezie. It is not for sale. Our target is to make sure we go home. And to go home, whatever sacrifice that is required, we're willing to pay for it. But Biafrans must use their head. Look for Biafra Nation Alliance family and join. Let us rebuild this family. Let us rebuild this system. If you sit back and observe, you see a lot of damage have been done already. Now, who is that? Nnamdi Kanu. He allowed the power to get into his head. And then some of you will support all that glitters. You will not know they are not good. It's unfortunate anyway. Of course, at this moment, we are inching closer to the end of this program. Do not forget what you have just listened to. And then see how you can fit in. We all have a role to play as far as this Biafra Restoration Project is concerned. Nobody knows it all. Nobody is an island. And nobody can claim to be infallible. No, nobody is going to take all of us to deliver all of us. It is going to take all of us to deliver all of us. Anybody telling you otherwise is lying. If I had responded to Nnamdi Kanu in 2020, most of you by now will believe that is because of me. Eluhua now postponed the restoration of Biafra. But we know how all these things function. Now who will you blame? Who will you blame? Let us open our eyes. And for those of emboldens the Nigerian security outfit. And once they rape some women, kill some people in your community, they will lock it down. They will lock it down. While you are hiding in the forest, they will be defiling your sisters, sometimes your mothers, and you don't know what they do. And this is possible because we don't have any plan. We don't have any strategy. Now the Kanu will only come. We will bury Ikonso with 2,000 head. How many head they use to bury all those traditional rulers like Oni or Oba of Benin them? As from tonight, Douglas Road will be changed to Ikonso. Have you changed it? It's unfortunate. But we cannot be distracted. We need to go home. And we need to follow principle. We must be guided by genuine, sincere individuals. People who are righteous. People who know the truth. Walk by the truth. Live by the truth. Drink the truth. And making it as part of their own beating heart. And so at this moment, I draw the curtain. I say sincere apology to those of you I cannot take their call at this moment. And my appreciation to those of you who were able to call in to make a positive contribution. Indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, my advice to you, wherever you are over the world, is to begin to spend your energy on how to get Nnamdi Kanu out wherever he is. If they are trying to clone him, be watching his neck when they bring him to the court. Be watching his neck. You watch his ear. He has taught you how to know Jubri. Follow those sequence. We know whether it's the one or not. And don't come to my platform to fool yourself. Wise man will die for foolish man backyard. And of course, let God be praised. Good night. And God be with all of you. And they will know.
Bible clearly shows where the true Israelites are and where the Messiah is going to gather his people. Judah, he's going to gather from the four corners of the earth. But the other tribes, he will gather from beyond the rivers of Cush in Africa.
Like a candle in the night that came and blew us away.
And like a thief in the night, they came and stole it away.
We've been in the bondage for so long. We need a light.
All the Biafrans should stand up, rise up for your freedom.
It's a freedom song.
Freedom song. Our tradition is live and let live, but they are killing us now. We need free.
This land is green, we need a red and black to it. To make it work out, we need to be like Don Jero.
We fighting for our freedom, so you gotta stand up, searching for the garden of Eden.
We are freedom fighters, light of the lighter.
We fight to live, everybody stand up, fight for your freedom. So tell the people, tell the world, tell the nation, let them know we are triumphant.
Many people are dying. Oh, our children missing.
How long are we gonna live?
We are fighting for the future of the children, the hope of the rising sun. We will keep on believing and fighting till the end of time. We can't really walk. Hey.
Babylon them walkers of iniquity. Brutality them can never see. The rising of the sun.
See the futures of tomorrow. Now give them the strength they need. Freedom song. Freedom, freedom, freedom. We need that freedom song. Freedom song. Save our land.
nation, but with love, we will murder the nation. Me wonder why